Hey, looks like we're live. Fabulous. All right.
Wow. Very good. Wow.
We're officially live.
Man.
So,
Should we get music going?
yeah, I mean, we could, but
do the whole.
I mean,
I don't own copyrights to this.
we don't have copyrights for nothing here. So, welcome everybody to another edition of the Flash and Dash podcast. I'm Flash. This is Dash.
Ayo.
And thank you for joining us. So today, as usual, we're going to be hitting some video game stuff in the news. Maybe some new Halo stuff, some news out of the SEGA camp, and some other fun things. What you been up to? How's your week been?
It's been good. Just been trying to check into a lot of new upcoming games this upcoming summer. Looked into Last of Us again, Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm.
Some Ghost of Tsushima.
Right.
I think they revealed some new gameplay of that. But also, I've been kind of gearing up for Wasteland 3.
Really?
Yeah.
How's that going? Because I don't know anything about it.
So it's basically like Fallout and XCOM, like all in one. If I could, like, it's Fallout 3 reimagined in a different way, more XCOM way. But the customization is there, limited in the way that it is appearance-wise, but you can create your own people to use, explorers, if you will, of the wasteland, the Fallout wasteland that it is. And now it's more going nuclear winter style, I suppose, with Wasteland 3. So, loot, get some better gear, all those other things. But the customization in regards to skills, leveling up from craftsmanship to being able to have beasts on your side or animals in a way. You can have a medic, you can have a surgeon for deep wounds type stuff, all different types of stuff. So it's pretty interesting.
That sounds really complicated. I'm not even gonna. To be really honest, like that just sounds.
But I would say you might enjoy it. If you tried XCOM, so I think you would.
That's true. I did.
After so long of denying XCOM its rightful light.
Fair enough. It's good. It's good stuff. So I will. I mean, I might try it, but we'll see. We'll see.
It's on Game Pass, actually.
Okay.
So you ain't gonna have no reason not to try it.
Okay, fair. Okay. I don't need to have played previous iterations.
It's not one of those. Even though I'm trying Wasteland 2 right now, I'm getting smacked up. So I gotta figure out what.
With that said, we're gonna roll right into the first topic of this week. So SEGA, one of their big reveals, apparently not their biggest reveal, thankfully, but we'll probably get into that at a different time. But they're gonna be doing a Game Gear Micro, which I'm not sure who asked for this.
I don't think anybody asked for this. I did.
And not even the old heads asked for this. And I'm an old head, and I didn't ask for a Game Gear Micro. And if I had asked for a Game Gear Micro, it wouldn't have been in this fashion. I'm not even going to say, because look, I get the whole. It's got to be small. Micro means tiny, so I get it.
And like real small though, like the size of my thumb.
Wait, because the game. This is so terrible because the Game Gear was huge. It was like too big to like. It's like Game Gear. Sega was like, okay, Nintendo's got this Game Boy, and it fits in your hand, and it's like this. And they were like, you know what we should do? It should be gargantuanly large.
It's like 4 Nintendo Switches.
Like you gotta have gorilla hands to operate this thing, right? So on the other end of the spectrum, Sega decided it would be a really smart idea to make it this big. The screen is like an inch, literally. It's like 1.15 inches.
Who's playing that?
It's like, it says it's 40% smaller than the original Game Gear. Now, for $46, American dollars.
It's not that bad. That's not bad, right?
you can get you one of these.
Okay.
Here's the kicker, though.
All right.
Here's where it gets bad.
What's up?
Okay. They have 4 colors of these things.
Okay.
And each color comes with a different set of preloaded games on it. Yes. So the black one comes with Sonic the Hedgehog, Puyo Puyo 2, Outrun, and Royal Stone. Right? Now I'm gonna get into some deep territory that I'm gonna cycle back to that, but the blue one comes with Sonic and Tails, Gunstar Heroes, which is amazing, Sylvan Tale, and Baku Baku Animal. I don't know what those last 2 are at all.
I'm like 3 out of 8 right now.
And I'm barely better than that.
Let's keep on pushing.
The yellow is more, in line with the Shining Force stuff. So it's got the Shining Puyo Puyo spinoff, Nazu Puyo, and a bunch of Shining Force titles. So if you like Shining Force, get the yellow one, or don't get it at all. But let's keep pushing.
3 out of 12.
The red one's got, what is it? 2 games, 2 last Bible games, and from the Megami Tensei series, which is good stuff, and stuff from Columns and Shinobi. Anyway, look, first of all, where's Streets of Rage? Because Streets of Rage was on Game Gear and it was great. So where is Streets of Rage? First of all, that should have been on the black one. Here's the problem: they couldn't make the black one be Sonic the Hedgehog, Outrun, Gunstar Heroes, and like Streets of Rage, because nobody would buy the other colors. But who's buying this?
I am not.
Yo, check it. And they said you can. I heard somewhere where you can buy all 4 for like one big price, and it comes with like a huge magnifying glass that clips on. I'm dead serious. I'm not making this up. And unfortunately, our producer's not here to fact check me and look it up. And I just don't feel like doing it in the moment.
What? This doesn't exist.
It does exist. You can buy all 4 for a set price and get like a complimentary clip-on magnifying.
That magnifying glass is like $80.
Because first of all, $80 magnifying glasses out here. But I don't understand. I don't. Who's buying this? I'm gonna keep deflecting because even I'm not buying this.
That's surprising.
I don't, because I'll tell you why. Because first of all, there isn't one that I could pick out that I would say, yeah, because the black one has Sonic on it. And I realized the other day, or a couple weeks ago, Sonic is really overrated. Let's just, and I'm not saying it's not good, but if we're being honest, Sonic's kind of trash.
Said it was trash.
Look, I'm a Nintendo guy. Mario is way better than Sonic. Fight me. Like I don't think I have a leg in this fight really. You might have some bite back in the group though. I think people put Sonic on their top 4 Mount Rushmore. I think somebody. No, I hope that's not true.
I feel like they did for video games. They definitely did. I feel like Sonic made it.
No way.
Sonic made it on somebody.
No way ever. Sonic?
Mario definitely made it. Sonic was on there. I know Zelda was on there.
No.
Not all at once.
You mean Link? First of all.
Oh yeah, I mean Link.
First of all, most of the characters. First of all, you can make a Mount Rushmore only have Nintendo characters on it. Let's start there.
Since you could.
Since we're being honest.
But you could do that with all
Mario,
consoles.
Link,
you could do that
Donkey
with all
Kong. I mean, you could, but they wouldn't top the Nintendo list.
Here we go.
I mean, am I lying though? Shit, Luigi's better than most companies' mascots. And his single-player games have been better than most of theirs because Luigi's Mansion is fire.
I mean, it was fire.
So,
it was a bit repetitive though.
I don't know. I didn't play Luigi's Mansion 3. My son beat it because apparently at 6, he's more adept at video games than most of us. So, I don't.
2020.
Yeah, well, I don't. Again, back to this Game Gear thing. I'm really disappointed because this could have been great. Because the Nintendo Micro, the Game Boy Micro was fire. I had one, obviously. It was like a 2-inch screen though. That's as small as you can probably go and still function. Probably, an inch though. That's asking for too much. You can't even see the damn. You can't see anything that's going on.
Can't do it.
And where is Golden Axe?
I have no idea. Where's Golden?
Because I know that was on Game Gear also.
They're missing a lot of games as far as I'm concerned.
This is trash.
They picked a few good ones to carry the title to be sold enough.
And this
Maybe
is why
a few niche games that nobody knows about except a few.
And this is why Nintendo's great, because the NES thing, Micro, whatever, Mini, had the classics on there. Yeah, it was missing some games, but it had the shit you needed. It had the Mario games. It had Legend of Zelda. It had the things that were important. Like, Sega drops this and it's just missing shit. A lot of important shit. Mind you, there weren't a bunch of fire-ass titles on the Game Gear in the first place. There was a group.
It was definitely not.
But some of the ones that should be on there just aren't there. Man, fuck Sega.
He's clearly upset. He wanted more out of this system. I didn't even know it was coming. Actually, I had no idea. So
you know what? Sega doesn't even deserve any more time from me on this. I'm gonna move on because Sega's trash now. We've officially gone into the territory where I feel like Sega's trash. So thanks, Sega, for nothing. I appreciate you. So we're gonna be moving right along to our next topic. Is there a new Halo game in the works? Apparently, and I'm not talking about Halo Infinite because that's a confirmed title that's coming. Apparently, there's a new Halo game. I don't know if you heard about this.
I'm not.
Well, apparently, 343 is said to be looking for a senior producer to work with one of their teams to head up a project.
Don't hurt yourself.
Quote unquote. Obviously, they didn't say what it is, specifically. But a lot of the conversation is that it's a new Halo title, most probably a spin-off title, because it would be too soon to be a sequel to Halo Infinite because the game's not even out yet. I mean, you could. It's like...
Could it be like a Reach 2 or something?
That would be... First of all, let me say this.
Reach 2.
Halo Reach.
Early speculation.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
If you've never played Halo Reach, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Complete disservice.
If you're a fan of that type of game. Because obviously I'm not going to hold you if you're not. Yeah, but if you don't own an Xbox and own a play, you know what? We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that discussion. We're not doing that. Sorry. We could do that, but I refuse.
Not right now. We'll wait.
Not getting into a console war discussion. I think that, first of all, a Halo Reach sequel would be interesting because, spoiler alert, well, I won't spoil anything, but I feel like Halo, what would a sequel to Reach be? And without spoiling it, where do you go from there at the end of Reach? At that point, you're just following Master Chief.
I mean, probably, maybe go backwards. Maybe go backwards.
I guess, but then how far?
Prequel Reach.
I mean, okay, but
maybe
if you
forming of.
I mean, I guess you could do that, but how interesting would that be, really?
I mean, it could be if it was. It could be. It could be. It could be.
I mean, yes, it could be. Would you play it?
I mean, I would play it just for the sake of the fact that it has the Reach name attached to it. So I'm a bit biased, I think.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, I like Reach too, or as well. But I also, being a huge fan of Halo, I mean, I would play it.
Yeah.
Just on principle, yeah, I would play it. Question is, would I
the better question is where else would you go? in terms of Halo and it being a spinoff, other than potentially knowing the trend that has been titles being recycled, like Kingdom of Amalur, getting that remaster, and a whole bunch of these other games getting remasters and revamps, and we hearing about Mass Effect Trilogy getting remastered, some Fallout game getting remastered.
Right.
Why not go back? Or where else would you go? Where else could you go in a Halo universe that would be interesting enough to grab your attention other than something that's already been there?
I don't know, because there's a lot of stories that you could just pick some of Master Chief's adventures and just pick one of the like side adventures.
Like there was in the backwards, like lore in the background.
I mean, yeah, sure, you could.
I mean, we got to see if they'll go ambitious or not. We'll see.
I mean, we will see. I mean, we need to figure out, first of all, where Halo Infinite goes. And obviously, we're getting that later in the year, whenever that is. No official date yet, obviously, because we're still waiting on console dates and price. And
yeah, they said the PS5 was going to be like $599 or something like that. Some more models of the
let's
regular
just pick
model.
a number, man. Come on, let's just get to it. Like, just pick a number and let's go with it.
I'm just trying to get this pre-order down. I've been waiting so long for this pre-order.
By the time we get to getting pre-orders, it's gonna be like you're not gonna be able to get one because, like, oh, by the way, the system comes out next month. Like, that's like,
and pre-orders opened last night at 3 a.m. when everybody was asleep.
Right, man. And the 12 people that were online were like, "Oh shit, is this for real or am I getting pranked?" Like, I don't know, man.
I need that.
I don't know what to say about that. Anyway, before I get too off course, we're gonna again switch. We're gonna keep it moving. We're keeping the show moving.
Let's go.
Man, we are on fire. Anyway, because I feel like this next topic where we talk about things have been getting moved and delayed. And I say things meaning game updates in Call of Duty, Sony event announcements.
Even updates in Call of Duty? Sorry, I got a cold.
I mean, yeah, those updates supposed to be coming, but those updates have been pushed back. EA moving the Madden announcement, all that crap. Obviously, I hope you're not as dense to be living under a rock right now, to not know what's going on in our country with the movements and the protests that have been happening. And as a result of that, you know, we have a lot of things getting moved, rightfully so.
Sony's press conference got moved back too. It was about to be the PS5 reveal.
Probably. That was more than likely. That's what
I saw a video on that today.
So I think that was, again, it's the right thing to do, because you don't want to be the one company that's just like pushing along like, yeah, we're just going to keep rolling the business as usual. No.
Cancel season is ready.
No.
It is working. I didn't think it was going to ever be this powerful, but
yeah,
you will get canceled in a heartbeat.
100%. You will get canceled.
Drug through the dirt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're getting dragged, for sure. 100%.
With no remorse.
No, none whatsoever. Nobody's going to feel bad for you. Nobody's doubling. Nobody's, checking for you under the tires. Let me say, I think it's right for all these companies to move their dates and put out statements, that are like, other voices need to be heard. These things are more important, yada, yada, yada. Those are all the right things to say. They have to be said because you just have to. I mean, and, I think the official Flash and Dash statement is very similar to to echo the voices and the protests and the things that are going on now, I feel like our opinion on that is very in line with that message.
Yeah.
Because no surprise, we're black. So
Cats out the bag, cats out the bag.
That's if you haven't noticed. And not only that, I mean, we will have an official announcement, from our Sports Gaming Anonymous as a whole. But I feel like it's important for this time, for at least for, us, being the first show, that's kind of the first thing that we've done on our group, that's kind of going to be hitting, everybody's eyes and ears. It's probably important for us to address it in some fashion. Again, like I said, we'll get into it as a whole scale and get everybody's opinion on it, because we've got a lot of voices in our group and we've got a lot of different points of view, different, eras. We all slightly different, ages. And I say slightly, not to make myself feel too old.
No, you're old as fuck.
Well, I mean, that's okay. That's inappropriate. Look, being 37, damn. Yeah. Well, all right. That's
go ahead.
You'll get there, and then we'll be having this conversation again.
Well, I'm saying, damn again. You 47.
That's all right.
Damn. Sucks to suck.
That's okay. I lived a good life in the early years of my life. All right. Look, I lived a very sheltered life, Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. But here's the thing: the kicker to that is that just because I'm proof of the other side of the black tracks, if you will, because I didn't grow up with the struggle, right? I didn't grow up like with the struggle of, a broken home or, drugs, violence, the police, like, harassing you. I did not grow up that life at all. But at the same time, that doesn't mean as I got older, I didn't experience, what that feels like, I will say. And most of the time it's subtle. Like, you walk into a pizzeria and a white lady clutches her handbook.
Yeah.
Like, what purse, whatever. Like, I'm like, I am so non-threatening. Like,
you sure?
I don't wear do-rags. I don't do that stuff, right? I'm really straight edge. I'm really like goody two shoes aside from, some things. But that's neither here nor there. So that's for Flash and Dash After Dark.
Coming soon, I guess.
Coming soon. But I don't, and even for me growing up in New York, it was like, the unique thing about where I grew up in New York, that it just wasn't a lot of like blatant racism. Like, it wasn't shit that I dealt with on a day-to-day basis, like at all. But again, I understand and I can empathize what's going on, because at the end of the day, it's not right. There's a line you draw in the sand, what's right and wrong. And this isn't, none of this shit that's happening right now, this isn't about like moral compass. This is about right and fucking dead wrong. No pun intended.
Wow.
At all. So I was just like, it's, I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, it's different. It's different. The revolution is now televised in every way, shape, or form possible. And thinking about that and thinking about the timelines of these events happening, and then it finally actually resurfacing in a way that, you know, you don't usually want to see, but you end up viewing anyway. Not sure, it's almost, you feel like you have to. Like you have to watch it to make yourself aware, otherwise you're not. And I'm definitely with, you know, not reposting, you know, those videos if I see them. I definitely try not to do that.
Right.
Outside of maybe posting information that would happen after the fact, or information of a conviction or news of one.
Let's get some more convictions, but
because that's what we're really looking for at the end of the day. Justice on all accounts. So,
seriously.
You know, that's what these protests are for. I'm actually planning on going to DC tomorrow, where they have that Black Lives Matter mural painted. I don't know if you saw that. Like on the street.
I didn't click on it, but I
up to the White House.
Yeah, I heard about it. I saw like a thumbnail image.
Yeah. Nah, it's out there. So yeah, I'm definitely probably gonna go and see that tomorrow. But we'll see. You know, times are changing. We're tired, real tired.
It's like I just feel like it's so past that point.
Yeah.
Like tired isn't even the word.
No.
You know, like it's the times that we live in now, you would think that we've gotten to where we should have gotten to a point where things are better than this, right? But because people aren't getting hosed down in the street and dogs like sicked on them, and we have fucking, you know, we don't have segregated bathrooms anymore. But because of all of that, right? It's like, well, things are better, right? I mean, yes and no at the same time. And it is really hard to explain that to somebody that doesn't understand that. Like, again,
that wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
Firebombs.
We're talking like what? 50
years ago?
Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's the most infuriating part about this is that these things shouldn't have to keep happening for white people to get on board. Like how much more, and now this, you know, the George Floyd, I think, was definitely a kind of a slight breaking point, because now you're seeing way more white people involved in it. I mean, where were y'all a year ago?
Where were y'all?
Or 6 months ago?
Kneeling.
Oh, come on. That's not even. That's like, I mean, because now the NFL,
go back.
the NFL's backpedaling like a cornerback in the fourth quarter.
Shook.
Yo.
Oh my goodness.
Now everything's all well and good. Now it's all, you know, how many black people have to keep getting killed for it to be okay?
How many white people gotta get canceled for it to not be okay? Drew Brees had to save himself today. I don't know how he did it.
I don't know how he did it. I think years of being in line just in general and under the radar for the most part he's able to recover from getting canceled really fast. I don't know how he pulled that off. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I thought he was done. I think a lot of everyone thought he was done.
I mean, I think he said the right things in backpedaling. I don't think Drew Brees is racist. He's just white.
Yeah.
I agree with whoever it was that said that, but he's just white.
What does that mean?
Okay, being white, I'll tell you exactly what it means. If you're white and you grew up in a black neighborhood, you don't count. Okay, if you're white and you grew up in a white neighborhood, in a white county, in a white state, in rural America, you have no idea about any of this shit at all. It's not on your radar. You don't deal with it on a day-to-day basis. You don't know what black people deal with. You don't have any black friends. You don't have any black teachers. None of that shit. So they don't get it. And there's a part of me, I don't want to say they get a pass, but there's a part of me that understands why they don't get it.
Nah, it's gotta be something that either you specifically sought out. Cause I met a few people that was born in like the sticks, super sticks.
Yeah.
And it didn't take it, since they were brought up in that environment, which did not have black people in mind at all whatsoever. Growing up in that environment, they had to seek out the other side of that information and the other side of what is a byproduct of being in that environment. And that took some time. And it took a lot of effort. And just to be able to, or to want to become self-aware enough to recognize, those certain privileges that they may have, and how that is systematically driven in America. So, they took the time to actually go out and kind of seek that information. But it usually doesn't happen that way.
No, it doesn't.
That is not something that you see quite often, but I definitely know a few allies, to say the least.
Yes, and I think we have thankfully gotten to a point where there's a lot of white people that, for lack of a better term, are seeing the light.
Yeah.
Because they are informing themselves. They're getting the information. They're seeking out the information. And I think the more it keeps getting put in everybody's face, you kind of have to, right? Like Take-Two shutting down all their online services for 2 hours. So if you're somebody that plays 2K online or GTA or Red Dead, and you're kind of ignorant to what's going on, and you just go get on the game, you're like, yo, what's going on? Like, I can't get on the game. And when you're a gamer and you can't get on your game, your first thing is like, yo, let me go online and check the forums,
check Twitter real quick
if there's an outage. So when this person goes to check, oh, so they're blacking out, they've shut down for 2 hours, to protest, and what's going on? If at least one person did that as a result of Take-Two shutting down their online services for 2 hours, mission accomplished, in my opinion.
I just know so many of them are just like, fuck that protest stuff.
I mean, yes, but again, if you get one person to open their eyes, whether it's somebody who's oblivious to it, maybe white, could be black. Maybe it's a young black kid that is like, let me inform myself a little bit more as a result of this. They go online, they do their research, they do their history research, and they're like, oh, wow, that person could very well be our next, like, rights activist.
Yeah.
Or president, because that type of information changes a person if you didn't have it before.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I don't know. I think there's a lot. Again, I think this is obviously a topic that we'll dive deeper into as we give you guys a podcast as a group, as a whole, Sports Gaming Anonymous. But it's definitely something that, even to the point we've gotten to now, we still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you how little we've moved from hoses and dogs to now. Because you go from hoses and dogs to now, and we still have a long way to go. How much progress have we really made between hoses and dogs and now?
Some say we're taking steps backwards.
In some areas, yeah, I fully believe that, because certain thing it's like the same. It's like technology.
Yeah.
Technology advances, and some of it is like not for the better. Certain things make our lives easier, but as technology advances, it's almost like, man, some of this shit is taking us back a step. It's almost like that, because again, in 50, 60 years, how much progress have we really made from a racism, from that standpoint? Oh, yeah, okay, things aren't segregated anymore, and Black people can vote and be counted as a whole individual.
Except if, the mass incarceration thing.
And that's a problem as it is too.
Of course, there's plenty.
Again, and that's something, personally, again, I'll put it out there to be had in a greater conversation later, but the system has been broken as shit for a really fucking long time. And that's one of the things that need to be fixed.
So my next question would be for you, how can the system be affected enough externally, or does it have to be changed internally?
When you say externally,
when I say external, I would say movements like this, or movements like the civil rights movement. That was very external force, I think, to a problem that was inward of what the system was.
The problem is it'll probably have to get fixed externally because it will never get fixed internally. If it hasn't been fixed by now, what the fuck? Like, I don't have high hopes for it going forward.
I think a lot of people might have to die before that happens.
How many is a lot? Shit. You mean Black people?
No. No.
Like
the old ones hanging up and chilling, making all the laws and passing them shits up through Congress.
Look.
Ones that been sitting in that seat for about 47 years. They look like raisins. Talking about those people.
Yeah, but nothing's gonna change their mind.
Correct. Death would.
Well,
I'm thinking.
Things need to, legislations have to change, and the police have too much power. Not that they shouldn't have the right to protect and serve, because that's what they should be doing, but most of them, backpedal, not most, but there's a lot of them that don't, that aren't, which is how we got here.
Yeah. Because
obviously I don't take the stance that all cops are bad. Nothing is 100% true, except death.
Yeah.
And I don't even say taxes, because you could choose not to pay those.
You definitely can. Would not recommend.
It wouldn't be a good idea, but you can make the decision to not do it.
Yeah.
Death is the only thing in this life that's 100% guaranteed. So all cops are not bad. I've had maybe 4 interactions with police over the course of my life. Literally,
4?
I could probably count on one hand.
4?
I could probably count on one hand. I've only been pulled over like 3 times, and once for speeding. I told you, I'm a very sheltered life. Plus, I abide by the laws like a motherfucker. I am a law-abiding citizen to a T.
Yeah.
I don't excessively speed. I don't do none of that shit.
I've had probably close to 10. Interesting enough, close to 10. I think probably about 9. And all but maybe 3 of those times, I got asked to step out the car.
Well.
And got no ticket.
Well.
I like to ask, how many times have y'all gotten asked to step out the car?
Well, I've never gotten asked to step out of my vehicle because, except one time I was speeding. One time was, I think it was an issue with a lapse of insurance or something like that. A car that wasn't even in my name, but other than that, one time I think it was a rolling stop that I didn't get a ticket for, a block from the house in Freeport, but I didn't. Driving the Washington car, just that he didn't give me a ticket because he didn't feel like looking up the license.
What?
He was just lazy. Plus, he probably didn't really have much of a leg to stand on the rolling stop itself. But I haven't had a lot of, like, we're talking 18, like 23, and like 30-something age-wise was my interaction with police.
That's crazy.
In a vehicle.
That's wild.
Like, that's it. And maybe once at some other, I don't know. I haven't had a lot of interaction with the police.
And then goes for his non-threatening claim. I'm starting to believe him now.
I think I emit just non-threatening vibes.
Is that what it is?
Clearly. Clearly. They just look at me like, man, that dude abides by the law.
Is that what they say?
I can tell from here. That guy is a law-abiding citizen. Good for him. And he works for the Postal Service.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. You probably got like a bumper sticker on your car.
No, I have the employee parking thing in my window, in my hanger from my rearview mirror, though. I mean, it's not egregiously visible. It almost looks like a handicap thing if you look real quick.
They maybe feel sorry for you.
Well, maybe, or they just know. I don't speed. That's most of the time what people get pulled over for. Most of the time. Like, I don't speed. And I don't do drugs in my vehicle. There's no reason. Like, like, I wave to the police when I see.
Yeah, you be waving? Real brave. Good day, son.
I have no reason to be
alone.
Like, I'm,
Just want to get home.
They see that federal ID. Oh, a post carrier, yeah. USPS, baby.
Oh, yeah. Unless his mail is late, then you getting the ticket.
Oh, well, you got that military ID.
I mean, that's what be up, and that's what come out first. I'll be like, oh, my bad.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you gotta flash that first. The military ID, you gotta flash that first. Oh, this was on top. Hold that for me. Oh, here's my license. Yeah, I can take the military ID.
Take that back. It's helped, I think, my few times being stopped by the policeman.
I'm sure it has.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure it has. Yeah. And when you're a federal employee, or a military service member, I'm not gonna lie to you. It comes with its perks.
I mean, absolutely. Discounts be fine.
So sorry if you
commissary's lit. Class 6. Shout out to you. That's where the alcohol is at. Shoot, I need to go back. But it comes with its own perks. The flights and the bags and all the little things. But more times than not, it always comes with some random person walking up to you, breaking all social distancing standards to try and shake your hand and thank you for, the service or whatever.
I don't know shit about that.
I'd be like, hold on. We can do this. Give me an elbow or something.
People wave to me when I'm in the mail truck.
Yo, you got the mail, yo. That's important.
They care, but no, they care about their fucking packages.
Yeah, you got all that.
They'll be looking for them packages.
They care about you.
No, they care about the packages.
To make sure that the package gets there safe.
Don't piss off your mail carrier, by the way. official Flash and Dash statement
Be careful
from
what
Flash.
you say now.
I'm just letting people know that.
What y'all be doing?
I'm just letting people know that rural America loves their mail carriers. The other parts of America, y'all need to get with it. Because apparently that's the part of America that does not love their mail carriers.
Because I should be late, yo.
See? There you go. See what I'm saying? There's no such thing as late. The mail gets there when it gets there. I need everybody to understand that.
Don't give people delivery dates anymore. Just give them tracking, no date.
Look, your mail gets there when it. Your package doesn't have a time on it.
You give people a date, it'd be like UPS, for example. It'll be here this day.
Look, I can't.
Before 8 p.m. You start at the end of the day and work all the way forward. You got all that time to get there.
Look, I can't speak for UPS, but I can speak for that particular system because you gotta understand if they give a UPS courier X amount of packages, they have a route, and they get their truck loaded and they start at X time, and they go about delivering their route. But you might be at the end of it, so you might get your shit at 8 o'clock.
All right, and I would have expected that versus my package being stuck in California for 4 days. Actually, it's like 6 days for no reason, and I'm already leaving. And when the package was supposed to be there early,
you gotta talk to customers.
Earlier than it was, just sitting in, and it was in Compton. It was literally in Compton.
Yeah, it probably got stolen.
I have no words. I have no words.
California is great, I heard.
I mean, yeah, it's expensive. That's all it is. It's expensive and dry, really dry.
Better than humid.
In-N-Out is trash, by the way.
Oh, that's a hot take.
It's overrated.
Whoa.
100%. I know mad people will agree with me on that. That's not even like unpopular opinion type shit.
I don't know. I mean, I've never had this, so I really don't have a dog in this fight.
Shake Shack is better.
I mean, okay, I can speak to Shake Shack being good.
Okay, exactly. So I'm letting you know that In-N-Out is like
could be bigger.
Like they definitely could. I will agree with you on that. Whataburger is better than you had Whataburger, right?
I don't remember. Maybe I've had Fat Burger.
What?
To Vegas is great. Where the hell would I have been to go to Whataburger?
I don't know. Where you are now? I'm pretty sure they have them in Virginia and shit.
We've got a post show coming up for Flash and Dash podcast, official post show, which you might get one day.
This is what?
You might get it. You might not get it.
This is news to me.
You might have to pay for it. I don't know.
Sign up for my Patreon. It is not actually made up yet. But when it is,
we'll have one eventually, and then our post show will be on that.
Yeah, it'll be on Patreon.
But for the meantime, I mean, you might just get it.
So we just gonna give it to him? We just have to give it to him. Can't just bring it up and then post it like 6 months from now, like, hey, this is the video we was talking about.
This has been another episode of the Flash and Dash podcast.
Wow.
We're going to stay live for a short period of time. And again, there will be a post show.
There will be a post show.
I am at SGA Flash. He is at SGA Dash on Instagram, Twitter, and of course, you can go to the Facebook group,
Definitely.
Sports Gaming Anonymous, and do things.
Have a dialogue, interesting dialogue with an interesting group of people.
We're
all demographics and all that,
age
genders, ranges, identifications, all that.
We appreciate y'all joining us, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.